Today I will start the hashing. Hashing is a technique to store keys into the table at a location, and that location is computed from the keys itself. Here the what we are going to store the data in a table at the location and location of the data in which the key is stored computed from the data or keys itself. This is called hashing. So here the definition of hashing, the number of definition of hashing, but simply the hashing is a technique of storing keys into a table at a at locations which is computed by keys themselves. Okay. So what it is saying, कि hashing is a way to store the data into the table. Simple, the hashing provides a simple way to store the large amount of data or large amount of keys into the table. But here the location or address where the keys are stored, that address is computed by the keys themselves. Okay, so simply here the some type of transformation is required. The keys, the location or address of keys where location or address of the table in which keys are stored computed by a function called hash function, and the table is called hash table. Okay, so here the keys are stored in the location, and the location or address of the table where the keys are stored computed by the keys themselves, and that computation is done through the function. That function is called hash function, and the corresponding table where the data or keys are stored called hash table. For example, so there are different hash functions to store. So suppose there is a table of size. Table of size is 10. So I am taking the location like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so here the size of the table is 10, and I am going to store the keys in the table 89, 18 and 49, 58 and 69. Okay, here simply what I am saying that these are the keys what I want to store in this table. So this table is called hash table, and the location or address, that is the key 1, the keys stored at what location, that location computed by the keys themselves. So here there are different hash function. I am using here the most popular hash function is the division method or the modular method. So simply just here the size of the table is 10. So simply we apply the mod. So simple hash function is h key, where the k is the key, the h key equal to hk equal to what, k mod 10. So this hash function is a very popular hash function where the address of the key k can be computed with this function k mod 10, where mod is the remainder function, what in C language is the percent. So k mod 10, so it will store the keys first dividing. So here when you divide any key with mod, then the remainder is in the location 0 to 9. Okay, so here the h, if we compute h89, say h89, say here you write the 89, 18 and say suppose 12, 15 and say 17 and so on. So h89 is 89 mod 10, that is 9. So the 89 key will be stored in the table at the location 9. So here the key is stored. Okay, now the next is 18. So h18 equal to 18 mod 10. So this is what, 8. So 18 will be stored here. Now h12, like 12 mod 10 is 2. So the 12 will be stored here. h15, the 15 mod 5, 15 mod 10, that is 5. So 15 will be stored at 5 location. This is the simple hash function and the hashing technique. So what actually the hashing is doing here, the number of keys we are going to store in a table at the location, and location where the keys are stored computed by the keys themselves. So sometimes actually here there is a sometimes this memory, this table is called content addressable memory, that the address of the content is computed from the content itself. So here this is simply the hashing the way. What is the need of hashing? Actually here whenever we consider any data structure to store the large amount of data in the table, like array or linked list, so when the data is very large, and if we consider the search time, then there are only the two search, linear search and binary search. If the data is already if the data is not sorted, then we apply the linear search, and in the linear search the worst case running time is order of n. That is the number of comparisons required in the case of linear search if we search any element into the array or linked list. And the same, if suppose the data is already sorted, then the searching time is order of log n. Okay, so here the objective of the hashing is to improve or reduce the searching time in the table, because nowadays the data is very large. If you talk about the internet or anything, the data is very large, so we want the efficient way to retrieve the data. The time doesn't depend on the size of the data or the size of the input. So here the main objective of hashing to simply improve the search time in the table, or simply the access time, searching time in the table. And for the perfect hashing, if suppose we know how many keys are going to store and the size of the table is big enough, then in the perfect hashing the search time is order of 1. That is the constant, we can search a key in constant time. This is not true for all the cases, but in the average cases is order 1. In the worst case it can be order of n. But here we can reduce the running, we can reduce the searching time. This is the main objective of hashing. So see here, when we are going to hash the number of keys. So simply you can consider this as a, say suppose, number of keys like k1, k2, so on, k n and so on. Okay, and there is a hash function. Okay, say just the hash function h, and this is what the table. Here this is table, and simply just the here the hash function 0, 1, 2 and so on, and somewhere this is what hk1. Okay, so here this what it is doing, some hk1. Okay, so k2, or you can say that this is hk2. Okay, and 0, 1, 2 and so on, 3, 4 and so this is a hash function. The one hash function is required. The large, here the number of keys or the data what I want to store into the table. So suppose the hashing is used to implement the symbol table in compiler, where the identifiers are used to store the symbol table, and you know that the size set of identifiers in any program are very large. So here the hashing is used, simply the efficient retrieval of the particular identifier is stored at a location. Okay, so here the one important thing is hash function. So the table is called the hash table, and this function is called hash function. Hash function is used to compute the location or address of the key where the key is to be stored. Okay, so the first is for everything. See, suppose here in this case, if suppose I want to store these keys, and now later on suppose I want to check whether I want to search whether the 12 is present or not. So again, just what if the key, I want to check key, like say suppose 15 is present in the table or not. Again we apply the hash function h15, and I will use the same hash function what I have used to store the keys into the table. So h15 equal to 15 mod 10 and this fifth location. So for storing the data, for inserting the data, for you can say that the deleting the data, for searching, for every operation we use hash function to compute its location. So just here very carefully we select the hash function. For example, suppose if here I have taken this hash function, and if I select the data like say suppose 49, 59, 79, then see what happened, that the h49 equal to what? h49 is 49 mod 10, that is 9, and the 9 location is already full. The same way if you take 59, so again the 59 will return what? 9. So here the reason is that here I have selected the size of the table as the composite number. So if we give the composite number, then this is not a good choice of the hash function for the case of division method. Here we use the prime number, then simply just the different values will be generated. Okay, now what is a so just here when the two different keys map at the same address, here this is the case like h49 and say suppose h89. So h89 mod 10 is what? 9. So when two different keys k1 and k2, when the two different keys, carefully listen, when the two different keys map at the same location, hashes at the same location, then this is called collision in hashing. Because here always collision is possible, because the size of the keys or the data set what I am going to store into the table are very large as compared to the size of the table. So there are always chances that more than two different keys can map it at the same location. Here say suppose 89, 49, 59, 79 all map into what? The location 9. Simply if we say 12, 22, 32, 42, just all mapped into 10. So simply just there are some carefully this we have to select the hash function. So what are the characteristics of the good hash function? Okay, so there are two mainly the number of characteristics, but mainly the characteristics characteristics of good hash function. Good hash function. Okay, so the first property is, first characteristic है, it should be easy to compute. It should be easy to compute. Very carefully, because here for every operation, if you want to search the key, if you want to insert the key, if you want to delete the key, for every operation this you have to find the address using hash function. So suppose the hash function is very complicated function and it takes the extra time, then we cannot, there is no any sense that we are going to reduce the search time. As to compute the address where the keys we are going to store will be computed by the hash function. So the first very important characteristic, the what hash function I am selecting is easy to compute. Okay, and the second is we have to minimize the collision. Collision means as far as possible the two different keys generate the two different address. Okay, but 100% collision resolution is not possible, as the size of the keys or the data set are very large as compared to the size of the table. So the second is it should be, the nature is it should distribute uniformly distributes all the keys across the possible locations in the table. Okay, so simply what it is saying, that it should uniformly, there is no biasness. Here I have selected mod 10, so the number of cases simply just it will the number of keys will go on what, the same address. Suppose here I am changing this mod function. Suppose instead of 10 I am taking 11, and I will consider the same set of, like say suppose 89, 59, 49, 12, 11, 13, and suppose just here I am taking the size of the table as prime. Size of the table prime, let's say suppose I am taking the size of the table as m equal to 11. Okay, so it will go from 0 to 10. So size of the table is 11. Now when we generate the address, so simply here h89, the same hash function, but now the size of the table I have changed. Okay, so now the 89, see 89, so 89 mod 11. Okay, so simply the address is 1. 89 divided by 11, the remainder is 1. So 89 will be stored at location 1. Okay, now the 59, so h59, see 59 mod 11. Okay, so 59 mod 11 is 4. So here the 59 will be stored, see here. So if I am taking the size of the table as a prime number, then the number of collisions are small as compared that if we take the table size as composite number. So simply here this line explains that it should uniformly distribute. So here if we take 10, then I have seen that 89, 59, 49 all will go to the same address 9. This is not the case where here also there is a collision, but the number of collisions are smaller. So in the second point, our objective is to minimize the number of collisions. Again I am saying, what is collision? When two different keys map at the same location. See, if this is the case that here the suppose if you are considering this one, and this, and the K1, K2, and this is the address, say suppose A1, and the K1, K2, K3, 1, 2 or more than 2 keys map at the same address, then this is called what? 2 or more than 2 different keys map at the same address using the hash function h, then this is called what? The collision. Okay. Now the one is the how to this I said that the what are the characteristics of good hash function. It should be easy to compute, and the it should be like that that it uniformly distributes. There is no biasness. Uniformly distributes the all the keys into across the table. Okay. Now in literature there are number of hash functions are available. Here I have taken one simple hash function, but you can study the number of hash function. This the one is simply the division method, what I explained. This is the division method. Okay. In the division method, simply the hash function just will be, say suppose hx is equal to just hk equal to k mod n, where n is the k mod m. N, just n is the size, where n is size of table. Okay. So this is a simple method. This is the division method what I explained. The another the number of hash functions available. The one is what? The mid square method. Mid square method. Okay. In the mid square method, say suppose I have taken the one key, say suppose the x is a key, and then we performed x square. Okay. And simply the middle of digits will be considered as the address. Say suppose I am taking, like say suppose 44 square. Okay. If we find 44 square, then 44 into 44 suppose if we perform, suppose the key what I are going to store k is 44. Okay. So first what I will do, just we take the square of the key, that is 44 ka whole square, that is 1936, and simply the middle of the key, that is this, will be considered the mid square method. First it performs the square of the key and then take the middle digits as the its address, that is 93. And suppose if it is exceeding from the table size, then here again we perform the mod function 93 mod n to consider it in between the 0 to n minus 1. The next method is the folding method. Okay. So here this is the division method, and the next method is folding method. There are different types of folding, shift folding and binary boundary folding method. In folding method, what we do, in the folding method, the actually this sometimes the hashing is also used to store the large data set of variable length into the small data set of the fixed length. So here the key size can be very large. So in the folding method, what we do, just we divide the key into the different part of equal size, and the last part may be of same size. So here we divide the key into the different part, and the each part contain the each part of the same size, and it may be possible that the last part may not be of same size. Say suppose here I am taking 1 2 3 4 5 6 9 7 8. Okay, this is the key what I want to store in the table. So I will divide in this key into the different part of size 3. Okay, and I will start from the unit place. Okay, so if suppose I am dividing this key into the different parts, and each part contain 3 digits. Okay, so this is the one part, this is the second part, like 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the second part. Suppose here you can take 2 also. So 1 2 3 and 2. So just this is what the part 1, part 2, part 3, and this is the last part. I said that when you divide the key into the different parts of same size, then the last part may not be of same size. So now we add here we add these parts, like say P1, P2, P3. So simply this is what P1, 2 plus 123 plus 456 plus 978. Whatever be the value, that will be the address. And if it is exceeding from the length of the from the table, then again we use what? Mod the n, where n is the size of the table. This is the folding method. There is some variation on the folding method. There is a sometimes called boundary folding method. Boundary folding method. In the boundary folding method, the other than the boundary part, all the parts to be reversed. Like just simply here the HK we computed in this way. So here the hash address will be computed like this: 02, this is the first part, plus this part is reversed 321, and this part is reversed 654, plus this part is not reversed. So except the boundaries, all the parts have been reversed and again added, and if it is increasing from the size, then simply we divide, we take the mod function, we apply the division method. So this is the folding method. The same, there is a digit analysis method. In the digit analysis method, simply just if the key is say 3, 4, 5, 9, 7, 8, 1, 4, suppose this is the key I want to store into the table, then in the digit analysis method, the sum of the digit, like say simply the digits at the odd positions to be taken as its address. So HK is the odd address, and we take suppose here from the odd address, you can start either from the unit place or here. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I will take the digits at the odd position. So simply the 4, 9, 8 and 4. This is the address, and if it is exceeding, then again you apply the division method, that is mod n. Okay. So this is the digit analysis method. Here you can store the alphabetic data or alphanumeric data into the table. In alphabetic data means I want to store the string, like in the case of symbol table we are having the identifier, and identifier are the string. So there are number of methods available to convert the string into integer. Actually here the keys are string but the address are integer. So one simple way is that to take the ASCII value of the character. Like say suppose I want to store this string cat. Okay, so here I will add the ordinal or ASCII value of each character. So this is the key what I want to store into the table. So HK equal to what? The ASCII value of C, that is if the A is 97, so C is what? 97, 98, 99 plus 97, and T is T will be what? ASCII value of T is 116, and then simply we add it, and if it is exceeding from the table, then this here, for example, if the T is changed, then you can take cab instead of this. So B is what? B is 99, 97 and 98. Okay, so we add it, and then if suppose the total addition is exceeding from the table size, then we take the division method. So again I have discussed the few hash functions, but in literature there are number of hash functions, and hash function is used according to the application where you are applying this hashing technique to store the data into the hash table. Okay, now the main problem is the collision. Collision is what? When the two or more different keys map at the same address. This is called collision. So suppose here in this table, suppose here I am having this table size, and then simply say suppose 70, just I am taking again the 9. and simply just I am taking for say n equal to 10. The size of the table is 10 and the data keys 89, 18, 49, 58, 69. I am going to store these keys into the table. So H89, simply 89 mod 10 and that is 9. So 89 will be stored here and now next is what? H18. H18 is 18 mod what? 10, that is 8. So 18 will be stored here. Now H49 is 49 mod 10 9. Now the 9 location is already occupied. So there is a collision. So now what are the possible way to resolve the collision if suppose two or more than two different keys map at the same address? Okay, so there are two collision resolution technique. One is what? The open addressing. The one is open addressing. The collision resolution technique. The first is collision resolution technique. Okay, collision resolution technique, open addressing, or it is also called closed hashing. Closed hashing. And the second is separate chaining, or simply separate chaining, or simple chaining. Okay, so first I will discuss open addressing. Simply, if suppose we compute the address of the key using the hash function, whatever hash function I am using, and if that location is already occupied, then in open addressing the key is stored at different location in the same table. In the open addressing, if there is a collision, that if suppose like H89 is 9, so H49 is 9, so here the 9 location is already occupied. So here the 49 will be stored at different location in the same table, because same table I am using, and this table works in a circular way from just 9 and this 0, because the nature of this function is also the circular. So here that's why it is called closed hashing. All the keys stored in the same table, but if there is a collision, then this key can be stored in different locations. Now the different location can be computed with different strategy. So the one simple technique I am discussing, what? Open addressing. What open addressing? If there is a collision when the two keys map at the same address, then the second key, if suppose the key generate a address and that location is already occupied, then the key will be stored at the different location, and the what location will be where that key will be stored is computed in a different way. So the first strategy is the linear probing. Okay, so suppose here, what is the linear probing? Simply just say the HK, when we generate the key HK, the hash function is giving the value. Say suppose HK is the address is say HK is giving the location, say P. Okay, this is the location HK. When we apply the hash function to the key, then it is giving the location P. Okay, and the location P is already occupied. If the location P is already occupied, then in the linear probing, as the name suggests, it will check linearly the next location in the table. That is simply it takes the P first. The P is occupied, then the next is P plus 1, P plus 2, and so on. Just of course P plus 1, P plus 1. So here the P plus I mod n. This is the possible location where the K can be stored if suppose the pth location is occupied. Okay, so here the probing in the hashing, the probe term is used. What is the next possible location? The probe sequence means where the element can be stored. So here the next probe we select the linear fashion. So if suppose the address is 5 and 5 is already full, then it will select 6, 7, 8, 9, and if it is exceeding from, then mod n, and we repeat this process p plus 1, p plus 2, and so on. When if until the empty location is found, this process is finished until the empty location is found, or simply that just the table size is full. That is simply here I am starting from what? P plus 1, p plus 1, p plus 2, so on. Just simply it will go somewhere what? 0. Okay, because this is our modulus n every time. So 0, 0, 1, 2, so on, p minus 1. So in this way just it will probe the. So here see in the case of linear probing how the data is stored. So H89, so 89 the 9th location. Now 18 is okay. Now the H49. H49 is 49 mod 10, that is 9. Now the 9 location is full. So here the P is what? 9. So the next location where it is in the linear probing to be checked is P plus 1. So 9 plus 1. So 9 plus 1 is 10. So simply here the mod, I said that P plus I mod n, and I is what? I is 0, 1, I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this only we apply when the P is occupied. Otherwise the proper, if the P is not occupied, then the proper location of K is P. So here I equal to 1, 2, 3. So P plus I, so here 9 plus 1, 10. 10 mod 10 is 0. So the 49 will be stored here. Okay. Now the next is 58. H58. H58, so simply what? 58 mod 10, that is 8. Now again, so 8 is full. So the next location is 9. 9 is again full. So the next location is 0. 0 is already full. Then the next location is 1. 1 is not full. So here the 858 will be stored here. Then the next key what I want to store 69. So H69 is again 9. So just 9 is occupied. So according to this P plus 1, that is 0. This is already occupied. This is already occupied. So the proper place for 69 is here. So this is the way to resolve the collision in the case of linear probing. But now see, if suppose I want to search, say suppose next, and again suppose you want to store the data, say suppose 78. Okay, so 78, H78. H78 is 8. Now, so see 8. This is full. Then the next location, this is occupied. Next location, this is occupied, this is occupied, this is occupied. Simply what? 18 will be stored here. So now see, if we suppose if we are going to store the key, so just here the keys with same address are grouped together, and this problem is called primary clustering problem, because I suppose so it will increases the searching time. I want to search 18. Its hash address is 8. But what? Just this location doesn't contain 8. This is not, this is not, this is not. The reason is that all the keys with same address forms a group, and that is called cluster. Okay. So here the linear probing suffer from the problem of primary clustering. Now so there are other technique to solve this primary clustering problem that arises from the linear probing. The next is quadratic probing. Okay, in the quadratic, this is one is the linear probing. The next second is what? Quadratic probing. Okay, in the quadratic probing, what? Here linearly we select the next location if the first location is, so suppose HK equal to P. Okay, so here if the P is occupied, then the next location to be probed, to be searched is P plus I square. P plus I square mod n, I equal to 1, 2, so on, Okay, so here just simply if p is okay, then p plus 1, 1 ka square 1, p plus 2 square, that is p plus 4, and so on. So see, in the case of quadratic probing, if I will store the same data with quadratic probing, okay, so first 89 will be stored here, 18 will be stored here. Now the 49. So in the case of 49, H49 is 9. Okay, so 9 plus 1, 10, that is 0. So the 49 will be stored here with quadratic probing. Now 58, H58 is 8. So simply just here the 8 plus 1, 8 plus 1. So first it will select 8 plus 1, 9. This is already full. Then the next probe is 8 plus 2 square. The next probe is 8 plus 4, that is 12. 12 mod n, because that is, it is exceeding from the table size. So 8 plus 4, 12, and 12 mod 10 is 2. So here the 58 will be stored, and so on. Okay, so but here see, the sum of the location will not be probed at all. So this problem is called the secondary clustering problem. So just to remove this secondary clustering problem, there is another way to in the open addressing. The third is double hashing. In the double hashing, this is a more powerful technique than the linear probing and the quadratic probing to resolve the collision in the case of open addressing, where we store the data in the same table at different location. The double hashing, we use the second hash function. So simply suppose hk equal to p, and p is already occupied. Then we select the second hash function, say suppose h dash k. And the h dash k should be selected very carefully, that it should not generate the 0 value, and it should give the value within the range of the table. The h2xk cannot be 0. When we will select the second hash function, then we always remember or keep in mind that it should not generate the 0 values, otherwise there is no use of this second hash function. So here h dash k is, suppose the normal very famous the second hash function, you can select in this way: r minus k mod r, where r is prime smaller than size of table. Okay, so suppose 89, 49. Okay, 89, 49, same set of data I want to store. Now I want to store with using what? Double hashing. So first H89. So here the R will be selected. Suppose here I am taking R as, for this example I am taking R as 7. So the second hash function is H dash K will be what? The 7 minus K mod 7. Okay, and then the sequence, what sequence I will consider? The P plus I H dash K, means just P is the location. So I is what? For I equal to 1, 2, so on. This is the simple sequence. In this sequence that we will this is the location P plus I H dash K mod P plus mod N. Okay, so simply in this sequence I will consider the next location. Okay, so here first I will take H89. Okay, so H89 is 9. H89 is 9, so 9 location is free, so 89 is stored. Now the next is H49. 89 का 18 था, 89 and 18. ठीक है, H18 is 8, so it is also empty, so 18 will be stored here. Now the next is You can select anyone, but here the R, I have selected R for this H dash K. H dash K is what? The R minus K mod R, and R is prime and it should be less than the size of the table. Now the H18. The next is H49. See, H49 is what? 9. And now the 9 location is, okay, so now I will generate the second hash function. I will use the second hash function, H-49. So H-49 here is 7 minus 49 mod 7. So this is 7 minus 0. 7 minus 0 is 7. So now the next location is P plus H dash. So P is what here? 9. P is here 9. So the next location is 9 plus 7, 16. 16 mod 10, that is 6. So here the 49 will be stored at location 6. Okay. Now the next data, suppose 58. So in the case of 58 with double hashing, the 58 first H58. H58 is what? 8. That is P. Okay. Now the 8 is already occupied. Now I will use the second hash function, H dash 58. H dash 58 is 7 minus 58 mod 7. 58 mod 7. 7 minus 2. 58 minus 58 divided by 7 is 2. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Now the simply just what we do, just P plus 5. So the next location is 8 plus 5, that is 13, and 13 mod 10, that is 3. So the proper place for 58 is 3. Okay. Now the next is 69. So in the case of 69, H69 is 9, that is 69 9. Now 7 minus 69 mod 7. So 7 minus 69 minus चौवन 69 mod 7 6, that is what? 1. Okay. So the next location is what? 9 plus 1, that is 10, and 10 is 10 mod 10, that is what? 0. So here the 69 will be stored at this location. So this is the double hashing in the case of open addressing. Now the next collision resolution technique is separate chaining or simple chaining. In the case of chaining, instead of, this is also called sometimes the open hashing. Okay, so here the next collision resolution technique is chaining. Okay, so here the chaining, I am having the table of address. The table of address, suppose here the table size is 10. So I will have the table 0, 1, 2, 3, so on 9. Okay, so this is the table of, this is the hash table. This table, here we have the table of address, and at each location point to the linked list. So here, if suppose the keys are stored, say suppose HK equal to P, then simply just here the somewhere there is what? The P. So simply just the key will be stored in the linked list pointed by P. Okay, so this is a more dynamic, and there is no, in the case of in case of open addressing, then maybe the collision with the size of the table is fixed. Here the dynamically the node is created for the element. Okay, so the simply the 0 is pointing to the linked list that contains all the element which map to the address 0. 1, it contains all the elements whose hash address is 1, 2 and so on. Okay, so if I will consider the same set of data 89, So 89 mod 10. So H89 is 9. So simply here just this 89 will be stored in this linked list, that is 89. Okay. Then say suppose 49. So 49 again will store here. Okay. And suppose the next is say suppose 18. So 18 will be stored here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So here just 8. So this will be stored here what? 18. Okay. Now say suppose 12, 22, all the keys whose address is what? 2 will be stored in the linked list pointed by this table. Say suppose this is the table T, T2, 12, 22, 32 and so on. Okay. So this is a where if suppose the HK equal to P, then the K will be stored in the linked list pointed by P. Okay. So this is the chaining method, and the chaining method has already the advantage that there is no overflow, and the insertion and deletion are more easy in the chaining method as compared to the open addressing, because when we insert any element, then we have to find either applying the linear probing or quadratic probing. Here simply just there is a one deletion from the linked list or insertion into the linked list, as we know that the insertion and deletion in the linked list are more easy as compared to the less time consuming as compared to the array. Okay, so this is the separate chaining. Now there is an analysis of the hashing. In the analysis of the hashing, we perform the analysis in terms of loading density. Here the loading density of the table is loading density. Loading of density of the table is defined alpha equal to number of keys currently stored in the table. Number of keys currently is stored in a table, okay, and divided by size of the table. This is called the loading density of the table. Okay, number of keys currently. For example, suppose the size of the key is 10. So the size of the key is 10 and the total number of keys currently stored are 5. So 5 by 10, that is 1 by 2. It means the key loading density means the table is 50% full. So in this way just we analyze the successful search and unsuccessful. So in the case of separate chaining, for the successful search, the number of probes, number of comparisons, number of probes are actually the how many slots to be checked. Number of probes in successful search. Successful search is alpha. Okay? So simply here Sn equal to, in the case of chaining, this is the chaining, the number of probes in successful search is alpha, and in the chaining the number of probes in unsuccessful search is un equal to 1. This is actually the unsuccessful. This is for unsuccessful search or insertion. This is un. This is Sn. Sn is equal to 1 plus alpha by 2. Okay. This is successful search. Okay. This is case of chaining. Okay. Now in the case of open addressing, okay, this in the case of open addressing for un, UN means the number of unsuccessful search is 1 by 2, 1 plus 1 upon 1 minus alpha whole square. This is for unsuccessful search, and for successful search, how 1 plus 1 upon 1 minus alpha. I am not giving the proof of this, but I can explain this with simple example. Here in the case of chaining, so chaining, the size of the table is what? N. The size of the table is n, so it means that we are having at any particular time how many linked lists. If the size of the table is n, then the table is having what? N linked list. Okay, so average number of actually this is not the expected number of probes. Here you write the expected number, average number of expected, not exactly, this is expected, this is analysis, expected analysis, expected number of probes in successful search in the case of open addressing. So suppose here there are size of the table is n, I am considering the chaining, the size of the table is n, okay, and I have stored the m number of keys in the table. So the average number of keys in every linked list is m by n. There are n number of linked lists and I am storing m number of keys into the table. So average number of keys in each linked list, average number of elements in the linked list is what? M by n. So simply just unsuccessful search, if suppose the hash address is 3, so it is required only to search the linked list pointed by 3, and that contain what? M by n. M by n is nothing but alpha. M is what? The number of keys currently stored in the table, and alpha n is what? Size of the table. So in this way, the expected number of probes in unsuccessful, probes mean number of comparisons, here you can say that, expected number of comparisons in an unsuccessful search is alpha in the case of chaining. Okay? And here this is expected number of comparisons in the chaining, and this is in the case of open addressing. Okay? So now this is all about the hashing. Thank you.